Now, we've been all around the Western Front on videos on this channel. We've been all across the Somme, we've been up to Flanders and round Ypres, we've looked at the Battle of Passchendaele. Well, today we're in an area of battlefield that is very often forgotten. I'm starting my morning here in the St Mary's ADS cemetery, and this is on the Loos battlefields, the Battle of Loos in 1915. A battle which is very often forgotten, an area that's sometimes described as the forgotten front line, where loads of British casualties were suffered in 1915. And in fact, the Battle of Loos was the first battle where the British volunteers, Kitchener's army, were going to go into the fight. Over the course of the next few videos, we're going to be exploring the Loos battlefield, talking about some of the things that have happened in this area and some of the stories. Hope you guys are going to enjoy this little series, looking at something a bit different about what is often described as the forgotten Battle of Loos. By 1915, the front lines along the Western Front had been well and truly established. There was a line of trenches running all the way from the north in Belgium right the way down to Switzerland. The British and French were keen to try to break that deadlock, and so it was agreed that in 1915 there would be a joint offensive. The French were going to attack south from here in the Champagne region, and in fact, and also just south from here at Vimy Ridge. We've been to Vimy Ridge before and talked about the Canadians there in 1917. Well, in 1915, the French attacked at Vimy Ridge, and alongside that, the British were going to attack in this area right here, near Loos. So we've just moved down to the Dud Corner Cemetery, and we're going to talk more about this place and the Loos Memorial that surrounds it in a future video. But what we're going to do here is actually utilise the viewing platform here at Dud Corner Cemetery to take a look across some of the land here where the Battle of Loos was fought.
Okay, so the wind up here on this viewing platform was horrendous. So you've got voiceover Rob to talk you through some of this one. So on the 25th of September 1915, the British attack was launched in this area, in the Battle of Loos. As we look south, we're looking across the land where the 47th London Division attacked, and in the distance we can see those two large slag heaps which are known as the double crassier. Those are the remains of the coal mining industry which dominated this area, and those were here at the time of the battle in 1915. As we look to the north, we're looking out across the fields where the men of the 15th Scottish Division attacked. There was a heavy Scottish contingent in the British forces here at the Battle of Loos, and many of the Scottish men were amongst the first 100,000 volunteers into Kitchener's army. Beyond that, the area where the 1st Division attacked, and on the second day of the battle, the Guards Division went into action, including the 2nd Irish Guards, and among them was John Kipling. We'll be telling his story in a future video. Further north, the 7th Division, and then beyond that, the 9th Division, were the men tacking towards the Hohenzollern Redoubt, another place that we will be visiting. Now, as you look around from here, the biggest thing that you really notice is how much of a vast, open, flat space this is, and it was the same in 1915. That contributed to heavy casualties in this area. The battle here was ferocious, and as well as British attacks, it included multiple German counterattacks. Despite that it was relatively short-lived, with the Battle of Loos coming to end on the 8th of October, only 2 weeks later.
Now, due to the open land that we've seen there, despite this battle being relatively short, really only lasting 2 weeks until the 13th of October, there were a huge number of casualties. 60,000 British casualties and another 26,000 German. All of that with very little to show for it. The front lines had remained largely unchanged. Because of that, a lot of those men were going to be missing, and they're now named in places like this, the Loos Memorial, which we're going to talk about in another video. It could still be said that the Battle of Loos had a lot of significance though, and in fact the commander of the British Expeditionary Force, Sir John French, had to step down due to the failures at the Battle of Loos, and he was replaced by Sir Douglas Haig. Over the next few videos we're going to be exploring Loos, talking about the battlefields here, some of the places and some of the stories of the men who fought here. I'm looking forward to sharing that with you, and I hope you enjoy it as we look at the Battle of Loos over these next few videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.